Jared, nice to meet you, dude. Thanks for your time and helping me kind of get my name out there and tell a story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, you've been kind of getting your own name out there for a while and telling your own story for a while. I mean, you were how old were you? How old were you when you first moved to Nashville?
Man, I was 17 when I moved to Tennessee, and uh, crazy. It's been a crazy winding path since that moment. I live in Texas now. A few years ago, I lost my job writing songs. I got dropped, and my wife and I had just had our first baby out here in Tennessee, and I needed to work on some stuff as a man, as a husband, as a father, and get my priorities straight. And the best place for us to do that was Texas. So we picked up, moved out to Texas, and just resolved to work twice as hard from Texas on the music stuff. Even though everybody in Music City was like, "This is the worst thing you could ever do. If you want a music career, you can't leave." And we were like, "Man, we got other things that we got to prioritize, and we'll work hard from Texas." And right as that happens, man, the world decides it's a great time to just shut down for a couple years. So it was horrible timing, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? What do I do now? And basically, I had a choice. I had a wife, and at that point, two kids and a third on the way. And I got to choose between unemployment or learning how to do something new. And so I went to work for a pavement company in Dallas, Texas. And the record that we're putting out is called Blacktops, my debut record, and the reason for that is because these guys gave me an opportunity to provide for my family by working at a pavement company, and they gave me the ability to provide for my family during the toughest time of my life. And so in one respect, it's a way to just pay tribute to that, but also I started recording this record when I was still working there. Wild as Her, we were in the studio and I was still an employee. And, it's the thing that got us back on the road full time, pounding the pavement, building this thing, one fan, one city at a time. It just felt like the perfect thing to embody the journey so far. So it's been a wild, wild ride.
It's kind of you said pounding the pavement. It's kind of ironic on how like that's usually the term people use when they're going out on the road and they're putting the work in, and you literally pounded the pavement or you pounded the pavement.
Literally.
So
literally.
it's pretty, but it's also interesting on how like life. It's the lemons thing that people always talk about, how you feel like, man, am I really making the right choice? But you as a husband and a father and trying to provide, but at the same time, sometimes in that role, us as men have to put our dreams on hold for our family, for our kids, to provide. But it's amazing when you do that eventually the universe comes back around and says, no, you're supposed to be doing this, Corey. You're supposed to be singing on stage for people.
Absolutely. I mean, I've learned the value of being patient and working hard and being prepared for an opportunity, but also doing all of those things after you get your priorities straight. Because really for me, things never really started to fall into place. I was, living in Nashville and chasing this dream so hard and trying to quote unquote make it in the music industry. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize like the whole time I had the dream right there in front of me. I just wasn't opening my eyes to be grateful for it. I'd built this life that I really should be enjoying and loving, but I was so focused on something else that once my priorities synced up and got in line, things started falling into place, man. And I think it's really easy, as if you have a dream in art, in music, and entertainment, it's easy to put that ahead of everything. And for me, it wasn't working. And when I finally gave that up, it started to roll. It's kind of crazy how it happens, man.
Yeah, it's awesome that you learned at a younger age, because most people live their whole life and they find out about that when it's way too late. Yeah. When you did that, you moved over to doing the pavement thing. How were you at it? Like, did you take to it, or was it like, man, thanks for the job, but I'm not good at this? Like, how'd you do with that?
I'll just say this: if you're driving through Dallas, Texas, I apologize in advance, because I'm a lot better at writing songs than I was paving roads, man. No, it was great. It was a huge learning curve. They had to teach me. Yeah. Everything literally from the ground up. I knew nothing. I just had a business degree and some work ethic. That's what I brought to the table, and it was enough to get the job done. And but ultimately, what was really cool is they were always so supportive of getting me back to what they felt like I was supposed to be doing. Day one, they're like, "Look, we got an opportunity for you. You're gonna have to work hard, but we know that you're supposed to be doing music. So when the world opens back up, we're gonna help you get through this tough time, but we want to see you do what you're supposed to be doing. And it was really cool, man, that to have people in my life that gave me an opportunity that I probably didn't deserve. And helped me out of a really tough spot and got me back on my feet and able to do this. And now we got a top 5 song a year later, top 5 song at radio, one of the most streamed country songs in the world. Like, life has changed drastically, and I'm grateful, man.
Yeah, and it also led you to The Voice, which was, I'm sure, a pretty cool experience for you to do that, right?
Yeah. So actually, that happened 10 years ago, man. Like, as crazy as that is. So
it happened even before all that. Like, it seems like, wow.
Yeah.
It seems
well,
like
not quite 10. I apologize. That was, I mean, not far off. I think it's 2015. But yeah, that was my story has been such a winding journey, man. Like, I was able to provide for my family playing music prior to the world shutting down. And
that's insane.
It took me out of music. It made me humble myself and go learn how to do something else. And like you said, put your dreams on pause to do what you got to do as a man and take care of your family. And that's what made it even harder to do. Cause like my pride, my ego was like, nah, man, you're a musician at whatever cost. And the reality was like, well, looks like you're laying some pavement for a while, and anyways, it's been a long winding road, but the Voice was a cool part of the journey. But it's a long time removed now. It's almost had to restart.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and so you have this top single, like it's absolutely an amazing song. It's awesome how it was kind of inspired, and you wrote it while you're doing those things in Texas. And in just a few weeks, you're going to be joining us in Sacramento for Country in the Park. You're going to be there on night number 2. It's going to be you, Breland, Maddie and Tay, Justin Moore, Chris Young. Now, whenever you were doing all that and you're down there working hard, supporting your family, did you see yourself getting back on stage with artists like that and singing for these huge crowds now that the world is back open?
Man, I always knew I was capable, but that didn't mean that I thought that the opportunity would present itself. But I did know this. Mm-hmm. I'll say this. I knew that if the opportunity came, I was going to be ready. I put in enough work in my craft to be good at what I do that if there was an opportunity, I was going to make for certain that I was ready to capitalize on it. And so that's kind of what this song unlocked a lot of doors for us. And as we've been walking through, it's like opportunity after opportunity, and I just feel ready for them. And so, no, did I think that I'd be on stage with the guys that I'm listening to on the radio? No. But did I think I could do it? I always believed I could do it.
Nice. Now, so you have another single that's out right now, and the video is out there, and you're promoting it, and you're riding a motorcycle. Are you a motorcycle person, or is that just something you did for the music video?
No, I love riding motorcycles. When I was actually, before I got the pavement job, all I had was Indian Scout bobber. I didn't have a car. And so that was what I rode every day in and day out. If I got to go to the gas station, the grocery store, the whatever, I'm on that Indian Scout. And actually, funny enough, what was cool is like my dad. I as a kid, my dad rode and used to drop me off at school on the back of this motorcycle, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And rode dirt bikes as a kid, and then I'm married my now wife, and my father-in-law owns a motorcycle dealership. It's pretty cool, like just the theme of that in my life. And I for a season, that's all I had. That's all I could afford at the moment. And it was a lot cheaper on gas. I don't know if you know that, but you get some pretty good
Harley Sportster. So yeah, I get it. So that's why I was wondering, because I'm a motorcycle guy too.
Well, you'll appreciate this. Then one time I had to ride from Dallas to Tyler, Texas, and it was like July in Texas. It was so hot, man. And I
hot and humid.
It was rough, but it's all I had to go over there. It was to write a song, and it was one of the few opportunities I was getting when I was in Texas during this season. And so I rode over there, and it's super hot. It's probably like 102 degrees. And I'm like burning up, and I watch this guy riding in front of me, and he just slowly pulls over to the side of the road. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And he just like slumps off of his bike. And, stop, check on the guy. He's like passed out of heat exhaustion. And so anyways, I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, and I'm like, shoot, if that guy just passed out, I'm taking this shirt off. So I'm in my short sleeve shirt now, riding to Tyler. It's a 2-hour ride. And I get to Tyler, and I literally like it looked like if I took my shirt off, it looked like I was still wearing a white t-shirt, dude. I was so roasted from riding this bike in this Texas heat. I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like, it was awful. But yes, to answer your question, that's like one of my favorite pastimes is riding, because it's one of the few things in life that really can completely shut your mind off, and my mind is always spinning. So it's been a good thing for me to just be able to unwind a little bit, and it's just you and nature. And that's it.
Not a lot of people who don't ride don't realize it's kind of like meditation. Like, yeah, you pay attention to what's going on, it keeps safe and everything, but it is meditation. When you're riding that, it is a calming experience.
Agreed, man. It's been so therapeutic.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, hey, Corey, it is great meeting you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you got a super busy day, and we're going to see you Country in the Park in just a few weeks. It's an amazing 2-day festival. If you can get there on night number 1, you should come out there and just have a good time with us, with Lady A and Brett Eldridge and Joe Nichols. Then you're there night number 2, Cinco de Mayo weekend. I mean, come on, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. What else? Come on, just come a little bit early. We'll party night number 1, and then you can actually perform on night number 2, because everybody's going to be there to see you and Chris Young and Justin Moore, Maddie and Tay. But Corey,
stoked, man.
Thank you so much. And congratulations, because dude, you seem like a great guy, and I obviously stalk you on Instagram and social media. You having a beautiful family, so keep it up, man, and good luck, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
All right, man. Thanks for helping me tell my story. We'll see you out in Cali.
Yep.
Peace.